So there's two levels to this, right? One is the level of doing, and the other level is the level of results. So which one are you not happy with? Like, so for example, imagine I go to work today, right? I go out, I do my normal job the whole day, and I make no money. Okay. So on one level, like I've gone out and I've done everything to the best of my abilities, right? But I just didn't get the results I wanted, and the earnings are not there and stuff. But then there's other times when I didn't really do the work or anything, and I got paid and I made money, and results were good, but I didn't really put in the effort. So where do you feel the issue is? Yeah. So what I would do is I would focus on what I can make a difference on. Okay. So let's say that I get on a call with someone to sell them something, right? I can give my best to that call, and that person might not buy. Okay. But if I come off that call and I've given it my best and the person didn't buy, then alhamdulillah, this is the qadr of Allah, right? Because I did what I needed to do. Like I turned up, I was honest, I was true, I was there for the person, I was doing the right thing. Everything I did was correct. I didn't get the result. It's okay. But if I don't do everything I'm supposed to do and I don't get the result, then I might start feeling bad. It might be correct for me to feel bad, because it's like you didn't tie your camel, right? Like, of course, you got to put trust in Allah, and of course, the results and the goodness comes from Allah, but you have to tie your camel. And if you say, well, I kind of tied it, but it was a bit loose when I tied it, so when I got back, the camel's gone, it's lost, then like it's understandable that the camel's lost, right? But if you say, no, I tied it absolutely perfect, someone must have stolen it, or a hurricane came, or something I couldn't control, and it's gone. It's like, okay, Qadarullah, it's gone, right? So I would actually, like, before I start to worry about the results, I would actually worry about my own focus, my own intensity, my own kind of like actions, and then I would look at the results. So this is what I would advise you, is that firstly I would look towards my actions, right? And you also need to look at why you're not doing your actions, because you're saying that the intensity, the focus, all this stuff, it's not 100%, right? So if it's not 100%, how can you expect the results to be there? And so you should be also questioning, like, why isn't it 100%? So what's the answer to that? Do you know why it's not 100%? Why you're not kind of like in there fully doing? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I always give the example. I remember Sunday night sitting down with my business partner and having 8 different businesses that we were planning the week for. And we used to be like, okay, we're going to do this. There's 2 of us. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. It was tiring. It was tough, and it was heavy on the head and all of it. I feel tired just thinking about it. Really, I do. Right. And then so I've been there, bro, and I know why you do it. I know how you do it, all that stuff. But I've got to tell you, like where I am now, business wise and money wise and all this stuff, like, alhamdulillah, I've never been where I am now before. And I would say one of the biggest reasons, alhamdulillah, is actually focus. It really is focus. Of course, there's other things like, going with strengths and this and learning. And over the years, even an idiot making these mistakes 100 times starts to learn stuff, right? So it's all of those things. But I think focus is massive, bro. So like, if you really want success, and if it's painful not being successful, then the answer is to focus. Like I've talked about focus 50 times, even not just to you, but like general as well. So like, you need to ask yourself, are you ready to be successful? Are you ready to focus and commit and do something properly, or not yet? That is something else. And I would agree with that, right? Like if someone came to me and said, look, I want to be a person who's like knowledgeable and skilled, and I want to have be able to do loads of different things and this and that. If that's truly the case, then I'll be like, yeah, you don't need to focus. You can go all over the place and you can do different things. Why? Because the reward should be you learning, right? So even if I'm not getting the results or this and that, but because I'm learning, because I'm growing, because I'm developing, like it doesn't matter if I'm not getting the full result. It doesn't matter if my business is not in the right place, because I'm doing it more for the learning and the growing and the developing, right? So even if we don't get all the results, it's okay, because the objective was to learn and do all this kind of stuff, right? But if it's to actually do a real business, make real money, do this, do that, then I would say you have to focus. And of course, a byproduct will be that you will develop and you will get better and this and this and this. I really believe, bro, like I said, when I finished iEra, I felt like I was a finished article. And this is probably arrogance, yeah? Like I was like, alhamdulillah, now I'm done, I'm developed. Yes, I want to develop more, and this is one of the reasons I'm doing it. But I didn't expect entrepreneurship to develop me like this. I thought entrepreneurship would give me that much more development. Right. And when I actually started doing it, and I realized it was like that, man, it was huge. And even to this day now, it's humbled me where I still feel like I'm learning. Right. So the learning will never be done, and the development will never be done. And entrepreneurship is amazing for learning and development and pressure and emotions and all this stuff. Like I said, if you're doing it for building a business, making money, all this kind of stuff, then I really believe you need to get focused. You need to get very clear on what you're doing, and you need to get moving on it. What needs to happen is that there needs to be consistency, and there needs to be the right level of work and development. right? So for example, one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm learning Turkish, right? Because I'm in Turkey for so long, and I'm looking at Turkish and stuff. So this is something that I can do in addition to the other things I'm doing, right? So I can actually look and go, okay, let me learn some Turkish. So as I'm doing this, I can still work on my business full time. I can still work on other things like spend time with the family and all this, right? So there's definitely room for growing and developing in different areas of my life. Maybe you pick the 2 or 3 areas you want to develop in most, right? So you're like, okay, I want to learn Arabic, and I want to speak Arabic, and I want to do this and that. I want to study or whatever. Okay, fine. Do that as your like 1 hour a day each thing. You still got 22 hours in the day, right? And then it's like, okay, I'm going to give 8-10 hours to the business a day. That's it. One business, one focus, one thing. And I would even say start with one product, one funnel, one traffic source. Like this is what we advise people when we're doing consultations, that look, focus on like one great product with one great funnel, with one great traffic source and one great sales system. All like just focus on everything. And then you can still do the growth and development all on the other side. Like you're not married yet, you don't have children and all this kind of stuff. So there's actually lots of room and lots of time for you to do loads of things, but you need to be doing the right things. Right? And that's why they say it's not always about doing the right things, it's about doing things right or something like that. Right? Like this is what you need to work on. You need to work on what are the right things for you to do and what is the focus, and really going all out with that stuff. I think these are the years for you to really build it and focus it and learn it and do all of that stuff. And that's what I'm saying to you, that if you get focused and you get deep into it, you will learn, you will grow, you will develop, you get to a very next level just by doing all of this stuff. Even if you fail, by the way, even if you fail and you do terribly, you'll still learn so much and you'll still do very well. But I'm saying if you focus, you will increase the chances of your success hugely, inshallah. So I'm saying what I would do is, if I was really going to focus, is I would start to really get rid of things, right? Now, I know there might be some commitments which you can't get rid of for 2 months. Others, if you really tried, within 2 weeks, they'll be gone. So the first thing is like, you need to ask yourself, do I actually want to focus? Do I want to be successful? Will focus get me success, right? If the answer to those questions is yes, then you need to actually sit down and go, okay, of all these things, can I drop straight away? What can I drop in a week or 2? What can I drop in a month? How do I get myself where I'm totally focused on one thing, and then give that everything? Don't procrastinate focus. That's what you're saying. Because right now we're in July and you're saying what, September time you're gonna focus? It's like, I'm not gonna focus on focus until September. Okay. That's a good start to focusing, isn't it? It requires discipline for you to say no to everything else, to say yes to only this, and then to work on only this. That requires a lot of discipline. And that's why most people can't do it. Most people don't do it. But I do think it's the right thing to do. Like, even if someone was going to become a brain surgeon, like initially they would actually focus completely on becoming a brain surgeon. You wouldn't see them going, oh yeah, by the way, I'm doing pilot in the evenings. Right? They wouldn't do that, would they? Right? Or a pilot, like my brother, he wouldn't say, yeah, by the way, in the evenings I'm doing brain surgery as well. It's like, no, that doesn't work like that, man. So why do we think it's going to work with a business or something else? I would say business is harder than being a pilot. Business is harder than being a brain surgeon. That's what I would say anyway, right? So like, it requires that level of commitment and that dedication and all that stuff. And of course, bro, you know your situation better. So like I said, if I made someone a commitment, I'm going to work with you 3 months, maybe you need to see that through. But I'm saying that you need to start getting focused, and you need to get in the habit of focus, because that's what's going to bring you success, inshallah. Okay. So if that's your number one priority in life, is 5 out of 10 okay as a performance number? What number should it be at? 9 or 10 is a minimum. Why? Because you're saying this is the most important thing in my life, right? So if it's the most important thing in your life, then it requires you to be at a 9 or a 10. So the question is like, what could you do to make that a 10? Like, to go from 5 to 10, like what's one thing you could do that would shoot your numbers up? So you're saying to me that if you attended lectures live, you prepared for the lectures, you worked with nerds during revision time, and you took better notes, that would all help you get higher, yeah? Anything else, like one big thing that would help you to just go definitely a 10? The reason I'm saying that is part of focus is focusing on the right thing, right? And we've already established that uni is your biggest thing. So there's no point us talking about business and all this other stuff when uni's at 5, when it should be at 10, right? So now you have this thing. One of the things I would do as my first thing, by the way, is I would actually make a plan of like, how am I going to implement this stuff that's written here, and how am I going to be like an amazing student from September? Like, that's one of the first things I would do, right? Like, I don't know if you can get your timetables now or whatever, or the books or this or that, but whatever, I'll be like, okay, what are the habits or the commitments I'm going to make with myself to have an amazing academic year? Does that make sense? Yeah, good. So that's one thing. Then I would be like, okay, so this is my priority. This is the main thing I'm doing. Outside of this, uni-wise, maybe I will do one more thing, okay? Outside, of course, you might have, by the way, you might have your own personal development. You might say like your reading of Quran or your lectures here and there. That's fine. But in terms of actual impact, work, time, focus, project, this, that, I'm going to have only one, right? So I'm going to have uni, which is my big priority. I give it everything. And then I have this second priority, which is a business where I want to build, I want to learn from, and I want to grow. And then, of course, I've got my own personal, like family time and doing Quran and doing adhkar and all this stuff. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then I would say for the work side of things, like really defining what is it that I really, really want, right? Business-wise, what do I want? What kind of business do I want? So for example, like in my life, I've done many businesses, alhamdulillah, right? And they're very different in their nature. So for example, there's one business that I did, which is like writing books on Kindle, okay? So this, alhamdulillah, is a huge, huge blessing. You know, when we started doing it, we were making thousands per month, alhamdulillah, right? Very passively. And ever since then, like years ago, every single month, it puts money in mine and my business partner in our bank every month, right? And we haven't even logged into it for months, maybe years, the system. But every month in our account, we just see money coming in, right? That's a very different business to like when I was running an agency where I had clients and I was working with the clients, I was having meetings with them every week. And like, there's so many different business models out there, right? So you sitting down and going, this is the type of business I want, right? And then going, okay, what's the best way of getting this business? Of course, you can talk to me as well. You know, we can talk about those kind of things as well, inshallah. But fundamentally, you sitting down and saying, right, what type of business do I want? What kind of level of earnings do I want? What kind of things am I good at? What do I naturally feel I can help people and add value to people's lives with and all this stuff? And then, you know, work on that. Or you could just take what you're doing existing and go, right, how do I take this to the next level and drop the other things that are interfering with focus?